Hi, this is Owen Thornton from my weblog at OntarioCrafts.wordpress.com. One of the things that you can do for me is that you can hit the like button down below, or you can subscribe to this channel. I'm going to try to do at least one of these a month, and I'm hopefully going to do more of these a month. And I apologize for not being around for the last little while, but I had a bit of a glitch and lost everything, and so I had to recreate everything I needed to do for my video blog. So here we are, back live. I did a recent beer tour. I'm not going to talk about the entire tour right now. I'm going to talk about one place. I'm going to talk about Waterloo Brewing Company at 400 Bingham Street. Now, here's the thing. It's a trick getting there because the address doesn't belie the roads that you're on when you're trying to get there, and it's a double whammy trick. First off, if you're on Highway 7, kind of approaching the KW area on the north side of the city, and you're on the 4-lane, 5-lane, 6-lane beltway, whatever you're on, you're going to come to Wellington Street. That is your turnoff. And once you get onto Wellington, you're going to continue to turn. You're going to turn east onto that road, and within about 100 feet or so, Wellington Street becomes Shirley. You do not turn. It's just like one of those things where Shirley comes out of the side, goes lit in front of you, and that is your road changes. So there you are. You're on Shirley. Then you can see the Waterloo Brewing Company building from Shirley Street, and I think they must be essentially on their laneway is what 400 Bingham Street is, because you turn off of Shirley, you're in the laneway, you're at Waterloo. This is a very interesting place. Now, first off, this is like not a small time brewery. Even though it's one of the earliest microbreweries in the province of Ontario, this now place is a gargantuan facility, and it is a brand new facility. Well, at least looks brand new to me, here at this location. When you walk in to your right, you'll find a very nice retail area. You'll find gear there as well, and you'll find all of their brews. When you look at their weblog, or their website, you can see that they have 4 core beers, 4 radlers, 2 seasonal beers, there's usually a 6-pack that's going on, and inside of each 6-pack for each major season of the year, there are 3 pairs of beers in the 6-pack. I have now purchased the summer one, and I did so, and I believe I'll be able to show you a picture of that over here. That was really good. I really liked everything in that. I also had their winter 6-pack, and if the summer one was really good, the winter one was fantastic. So here is some of the news that I want to share with you about the sort of the general things in this retail section here as I walked in and I turned to my right and saw the retail area. Beautiful, easy to shop, a wall of, on the right hand side of me, a wall of coolers there, so things were cold if you wanted to have them cold. There was other areas where things were warm. It didn't matter to me. I was in KW. It was going to be an hour and a half before I got back home to London, Ontario anyways, so it didn't matter to me which I was getting. You also found products from Sleeman's there, because they're obviously brewing Sleeman's ciders there as well. And everything there that you would want. All of these things that are in this area are things that you can buy virtually anywhere in the major Ontario spirits retailer of spirits, beer, and wine. But what is really interesting now, as you turn to your left, you go into the tap room. And there are maybe 10 tables. Most of them are tables for 2. There's maybe 5 or 6 chairs around a bar. And there are 12 taps on the bar. Now, here's what's interesting. If everything you could see in a store near you is in that retail space to your right, everything that's in the bar to your left in the tap room is unique to the tap room. And you may be able to buy some of the 12 unique beers that I found there at that time to be available in growler form only. And not all are found in growler form. And of course, you know, a growler is a very large, usually brown, tankard, which you then pay for to take possession of. You get it filled, and every time you bring it back, they clean it and they refill it with whatever you want in it, but you no longer pay for it. So it's kind of like a rental thing. If you took it back and gave it to them, your glass growler would, the cost that you initially laid out would be given back to you. So the tap room was interesting. We went in there, my brother and I. We had nachos and a sandwich, and the nachos were very good. They were one layer nacho with lots of ingredients on the one layer, but very much a light portion of nachos. And the sandwich which we had was a smoked meat with a sauerkraut on, and it was very good. And when I cut it in half, unfortunately, I think I gave my brother about 3/4 of the meat because it's just the way it was on the sandwich. So I got a lot of bread and not a lot of sandwich, but the meat that I did have was pretty tasty. So I had a pretty light lunch there, but it was a great place. I had a great Czech lager. Probably should have been called a Czech Pilsner. And the waitress came by and had the brewmaster come out who had made this, and told us that it was a step mash, slow pour Czech lager, which could have been called a Pilsner. So let me talk to you about that a little bit. It's step mash. So the grain that was used when they were soaking it and putting it in the mash, they mashed it at different temperatures because the sugars of the type of grain that they're using wouldn't break down consistently at one temperature. So they had to use different temperatures in the mash to allow the sugars to evolve and come out of the grain. That was interesting. And then there was a slow pour. So this was interesting. This was a light lager-esque, Pilsner-esque type beer, but they poured it slowly to let the head evolve. And in so doing, this is a head that actually came up above the top of the glass and remained solid. It did not then spill over the rim of the glass and fall back down. Only allowed to do that or be like that because it was slow poured. So it took her a couple of minutes or so to pour that drink into that glass. And it was a lovely lager, by the way. And as I said, these 12 beers in this section in the tap room are unique, and they are small batch. So this means that every time you go there, they could be out of one you've had in the past, and they could have something new coming in the future. So this is a continually revolving section of really specialized beers. Perhaps some of the things that when they get a major success, they could take and then brew in larger batches and put in the retail section. I don't know if that takes place or not. I don't know how integrated really the two aspects of that business are, but the tap room and the 12 unique beers there that are on tap, and the mainstream ones that are on the right in the retail space, which the ones that you're going to know or recognize, and you're going to recognize the logos and the labeling and all that kind of thing, are on the right hand side of the building. Wellington Brewing Company, top-notch place. No, Waterloo Brewing Company. For beer production has the uniqueness of its own small batch brews in the tap room, which you can avail yourself of. So therefore, if you want to have a true experience of the Waterloo Brewing Company, you can't just buy it at your local store around the corner. You do have to go there and go to the tap room and have a couple of different beers there. And remember, when you go to leave, you want to ensure that you can drive home safely. Thank you very much. This is Owen Thornton talking about OntarioCrafts.wordpress.com, about the Waterloo Brewing Company at 400 Bingham's on Shirley Avenue, which is off of Wellington, which is near Highway 7. Complex way to get there. Take a look at the Google Maps. You'll see what I'm talking about. Take care. Bye for now. We're going to keep these a little shorter so you can watch the whole thing and not take too much time. Take care and bye for now.